Geometry is seen everywhere, from the food we eat to the buildings we see. This is how geometry is used in the fashion industry.
A big part of fashion is clothing. In this case, it's dress. We can use geometry to find the surface area of this dress by finding the surface area of a cone and a cylinder. To find the surface area of the dress, we need to start with measurements. To get the skirt, we need dimensions for two cones, a big one and a small one, which will be cut off of the original to get a truncated cone. The first cone's radius is 9 inches and has a length of 46 inches. The second cone's radius is 3 inches and has a length of 6 inches. To get the surface area, we use the equation pi times radius times the sum of radius plus length. However, we don't need the base of the cone, so we break the equation into pi times radius times length plus pi times radius squared. Then we get rid of pi times radius squared, leaving us with pi times radius times length. With this equation, we'll start with the big cone, cone A, pi times r times L, pi times 9 times 46, which equals approximately 1,300 inches squared. Repeating that, with a smaller cone, we get approximately 57 inches. So to get the skirt, we need to subtract cone B from cone A, 13,000 minus 57, giving us 1,243. For the top part of the dress, you need the surface area of the cylinder. But first you need the measurements and equation. The cylinder's radius is 5.5 inches and the height is 7 inches. The equation for the surface area of the cylinder is 2 pi times the radius squared plus 2 pi times radius times height. Again, we don't need the bases, so we get rid of 2 pi r squared, leaving 2 pi r times h. Filling in the values, we find that the surface area is approximately 242 inches squared. And to find the surface area of the entire dress, we add up the skirt surface area and the top surface area, 1,243 plus 242, which equals 1,485 inches squared.
You may not always see it, but there is always a design on a dress. In particular, this dress has flowers on the bottom rim. We are trying to figure out what the total cost of thread for 6 flowers would be. There are a total of 6 flowers on the dress. Each flower needs 108 yards of thread. Thread is sold by 75 cents per yard. In order to find the total cost of the thread, you would need to multiply the yards of thread by the amount of flowers, so 108 times 6. You would then divide the product by 0.75, and the quotient would be the cost.
We can also use geometry to find the price of this necklace by using the lengths of the chain and multiplying the price of the jewels. To find the price of the necklace, we first need to find the price of the individual things, the jewels and the chain. There are 6 pearls on the necklace, 5 small ones and 1 large one. If each small one costs $20, then 5 times 20 equals 100, plus the large one, which is $50, you get $150 for all the pearls. Looking back at the necklace, you see that there are 4 inches of chain between each pearl. So adding the diameter of each pearl plus the empty lengths of chain, you can see that the entire length of chain is about 26 inches long. And if the chain is $2.85 per inch, the chain costs $74. So adding the chain plus the pearls, 74 plus 150, you get $224 as the total cost.
In every fashion show, there's a runway. And in order for the runway to fit in a particular area, you would need to know the perimeter and volume. These are the dimensions of the runway, with the height of the runway being 4 feet. In order to find the perimeter of the runway, you would need to add up all the sides. By adding up all the sides, the perimeter should be 96 feet. In order to find the volume, you must first split the runway into 2 rectangles, then multiply their lengths by width times height. The volume of the first rectangle being 10 times 3 times 4, and you get 120. The volume of the second being 4 times 5 times 4, and you get 80. You add the two together to get 200 cubic feet.
As we mentioned before, geometry can be seen even on a runway floor. Through the things we buy, geometry can be seen if you really try.